Yo, yo, yo. Hey, people. It's your fourth or 10th favorite coach, Coach Simmons here. We have a interesting article today. Well, this is really is an old article, but it brings up a big question. Is ESPN really the best job or best deal for the SWAC? We have an article from the NFL Network about 2019. It signed a 4-year deal with Conference USA. So what's happening is this is the gist of the article. The Conference USA commissioner and NFL announced a new 4-year contract with a 10-year package of Conference USA football games broadcast on the network. Partnership will begin 2019 season with one game each week on a Saturday afternoon. So she says while exploring options for football, NFL Network stood out as an excellent opportunity for national exposure. They look forward to showcasing their conference through this tremendous platform reach, and we are excited to showcase next generation of NFL athletes to our fans on a weekly basis. Now, this was not seen as a big deal at the time. Well, not really big deal at the time, but it got Conference USA on a national level. And people wonder, well, what good did that do, right? This is 2019, remember that. 1 year of being on NFL Network, the next season, Conference USA gets 10 players drafted. They were not getting 10 players drafted before. They had teams like FIU, Charlotte, Marshall, Louisiana Tech, had 2 selections each. Southern Miss, Florida Atlantic had 1 player each drafted. So, you have like the 4th round, Alex Highsmith from, I think it was Charlotte, was drafted by the Steelers. These players would never got any kind of publicity. Now, I bring this up for a reason. ESPN is going to always put stuff on ESPN 17:45, maybe ESPN 2 or 3 if you're lucky, especially in the fall with the SWAC. Now, this is a very rough cut, but I'm going to show you what this might look like in the future. Yeah, I know. That video.
San Antonio, Texas, and the Alamo Dome playing host to the first ever matchup between the UTSA Roadrunners and Army Black Knights, the fitting opponent on Military Appreciation Day. Welcome to Conference USA Football on NFL Network, presented by the Home Depot.
NFL is not going to have anything on there which is going to be subpar. So they're going to give you all of the top.
A lot of coaches don't like specific shots.
They give you all the top graphics, all the top performances and everything. They get your league broadcast in the way it needs to be. Reason why I bring this up, I'm looking at the SWAC's future schedules for this year. We're going to break them down. Out of conference only. Alabama State, they have 1 game of note on 9/11 at Auburn. No one's picking them to beat Auburn, but there is national exposure. And if they hang with Auburn, at least give them 3/4 worth of hanging. Make the score respectable. That's going to be something they can brag about. But the other schools, I've noticed a trend. So you have Bethune-Cookman, UTEP. UTEP is one of the worst teams in FBS. Sure, they play on 904, but this is their entrance into showing what they can do. UCF, that's going to be a tough game. It's basically a home game, but it's on the road because they're Orlando to Daytona. But UTEP is one to look forward to. Florida A&M. USF is not your Blake Bortles USF anymore. This team is struggling. They were one of the worst teams in FBS as well, but they are an FBS team, big stadium. Tallahassee is not that far from Tampa. You Florida A&M fans do travel well. This could end up being a freaking home game. We'll see on 9/18 how the SWAC performs. Alcorn, the big bullies of the SWAC. 9/18, you go to wonderful South Alabama, which is a Conference USA team. This game has the possibility of being on the NFL Network. If this game is on the NFL Network and Alcorn State pulls it out, man, the problem's going to come. Looking at this one, Arkansas Pine Bluff, the runners-up in the SWAC spring tournament, spring championship. They play a wonderful team here at Arkansas. Me, originally, I'm a North Texas fan. The day I died, went to North Texas, transferred to Houston Tillotson. When UNT beat Arkansas, it put them on the map. They just could not follow up on it. Arkansas is a weak link in the SEC. So you have probably the third or fourth weakest team in the biggest conference against the runners-up in the SWAC. I'm not picking Arkansas Pine Bluff to win, but I am picking them to lose by, at the very most, 7 points. If the fans from Pine Bluff can show up to Arkansas, or if they can have them over at in Little Rock instead of playing in Fayetteville, this could be a pick'em game. I'm being dead honest. Arkansas may have deeper talent, but I find it hard to say outside of the quarterback, the Arkansas does not have the best up front team as far as team play, familiarity, playing together. Prairie View. Now, let's be real. UIW, okay, Houston Baptist, whatever. Ain't no way in hell Prairie View's being named them. But this is one of those games that it could be overlooked. And you let Prairie View stay within 20. If Prairie View has a close game at the end, and the rest of these SWAC schools do what I think they're going to do, the SWAC will be up for a new contract next year. Looking at Southern, these right here are going to be, McNeese probably be a tough one. I wish Odoms hadn't left because the game I was looking for them is Troy. Troy gave Coastal Carolina, which was the winner of the Sun Belt, a very, very tough game last year in Troy. Southern's O-line and D-line are Group of 5 level. There is no disrespect, no doubt about that at all. The only key for Southern was getting quarterback play. I do believe with a new coach, they are going to fix their quarterback play. And if they get that corrected and get some help in the deep end of the secondary, this is an upset. Southern will go in there, take Troy's money, show off at halftime, show the band, and leave with a dub. I'm picking that one. Which leaves one team we haven't talked about. Now, Jackson, everybody's talking about Jackson State for a reason, right? So you're looking at Delta State, not even worried about that one. Tennessee State is going to be fun. It's going to be a game that might get national recognition because of the fact that you have Eddie George versus Deion Sanders and yada, yada, yada. This is what I'm looking at. This is the worst team in FBS. University of Louisiana Monroe. Historically, Monroe does get up for games, for big games. They will be up for this game. It will be in Louisiana. The Jackson State fans do travel well. University of Louisiana Monroe does not sell out their home games. I think they have one of the lowest averages in FBS on ticket sales. If you see where I'm going with this, we're going to need all the Jackson State fans to buy up them damn tickets and make this a home game. So if Jackson State can pull off the FAMU, Tennessee, this one, and Delta State, they get out of here 4-0. It's going to be tough. Florida A&M is going to be a tough game. Tennessee may be a tough game, but this is the big one. If they can pull off 4-0, going to this game right here at Alabama A&M in Huntsville, if they can, they're going to get AC State, Bethune-Cookman. They'll have Grambling. October 9th, that Saturday game, will be on national TV. Now, I do understand Louis Cruz Stadium is not the best stadium, but it will be sold out, be on national television. The reason why I think the SWAC needs to look into the NFL Network to host a game, because ESPN may have rights to it, but if they're not going to show a game, at least a game a week. Now, I don't mean every Jackson State game. I mean at least one game from the SWAC a week on national television, ESPN2 or ESPN regular. You need to have a game that's showcased. Now, looking at the teams, the players for next year, who are the player of the years in the first team, these two right here need to be showcased. Akil Glass will be drafted if he is showcased. Ezra Graves, breakout speed, looks like to me only second to Tariq Hill. With that kind of speed, you need to showcase. Now, Baldwin and Abdul, I'm not going to try the last name, but those two right there look like late, like 5 to 6 round draft picks. But they need publicity. I think the only two players on this list who are guaranteed to get a look, if not drafted. You're going to hate me for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Aubrey Miller, because what he's done at Jackson State for 1 year, being there without really having the full off season, is stupendous. If Keontae Hampton leaves early, he'll be drafted, but it will be a late round. If he stays 1 more year, he will be in the first 2 days of drafts between 2 and 3. But Aubrey Miller and Akil Glass are the ones who need to be promoted. Of course, Nugget Warren, but Warren, if they don't throw the ball to him, he won't get any recognition. He will be one of those players that get drafted late after a senior season and turn out to be a Pro Bowler because he just didn't have the looks in it. Well, that's my spiel for the day. Who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe the SWAC does not need the promotion. Maybe the SWAC is good being on ESPN 42. We'll see. Peace.